Hello and welcome to episode 2 of HyzerMedia's podcast, HyzerCast, where we talk about everything disc golf. Pretty much, I'm Dave Oster, here again with Joanna and Lou Garcia. Let's get into it.
3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we're going to get right into it this time. Our first topic is sandbagging. What is sandbagging, in case anybody doesn't know what the heck we're talking about?
Oh, okay. So sandbagging, from what I can understand, is just that you are playing down a division. You're in a beginner level when you should be maybe in a more advanced level. Just maybe not playing to your ability, leaning up against your rating at times in the early stages when you know you got better potential. It's playing down when you're so much better than everybody else around you then. And it creates easy victories, false sense of accomplishment in the game. It's just an ugly thing to look at. Sandbagging is just not a thing you want to get wrapped up in doing.
Right. Now, for a new player who doesn't really know where to go, what division or whatever, the PDJ does have the rating stipulations, but they're not mandatory. They're just kind of guidelines.
Right.
Now, when you're first starting, obviously your rating could go up and down very wildly. So if you're still in that phase, and let's say you win a division, and then you come in 30th the next time, and then you play the same division, do you feel like there is where maybe the tension comes between players of, well, he's already won this tournament, but he's also coming 30th. So how do you feel about that kind of situation?
I don't really know. I feel like I haven't experienced that at all. I mean, there aren't that many female players in this area, and I played my first tournament in intermediate, and I was the only one, and so I moved up to advanced. For me, it was always, let's play in a division where there's competition. Why stay? For me, I always want to play up. Like, that's just who I am. And so I've never held myself back to get a victory or secure something. No, So I don't know. I don't have many
Right.
gut
I think
reactions
it definitely
to
seems
this.
like maybe it's more applicable to fuller divisions, where there's only a couple in each. You're kind of going to compact into a full division anyway, so you don't really have to worry about it.
Sure, but I think on the whole, though, people should move up when they feel that they're ready, especially if you're going to make that leap from amateur to pro. Right. So is someone waiting for Am Worlds? Is someone waiting for a certain milestone, a certain win for them that's important to achieve as an amateur, whatever that is?
The notch under the belt.
Can you really fault someone for wanting that?
No.
Before they take that step?
You absolutely have one chance to become an amateur world champion if you do anything on the professional level that could jeopardize it if it was on a local level. And you had aspirations for that for sure. You don't want to jeopardize these things you wanted to accomplish before moving on. Yeah. We all have goals and you want to hit those. So yeah, that's a very, very true point. I think that as a new player, I commend you for your competitive appetite. It's exactly where it should be. You want to play where you belong, and you want to find that better competition. And you want the competition between yourself to not be with the players, the course at that point. And it shouldn't matter. So very good mindset. I don't know how else to really make people feel that way. It's just something in you. I think sandbagging is something where it's an insecurity. It's not, it's not a beautiful thing to talk about. But if you're sandbagging, it's not going to be pretty for you. People are going to let you know. Your friends are going to jab at you maybe at first. If you don't move, the public's going to then call you the bagger, and it's going to go from there. Myself, I didn't know where to play in the beginning, where I played in what I thought was intermediate. I had a great understanding of the game. I could throw really good shots. I was pretty decent at putting. And I went to go play a tournament, and I came in dead last of everybody. So my next tournament I played in recreational. It was a 2-day weekend event. I believe I won recreational by 18 strokes. Oh. I was like, okay, so I don't belong here either.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where my comfort zone was. I'm pretty sure I went back to intermediate, but nonetheless, my understanding was this. I had your outlook. I wanted to be an amateur, and then one day I wanted to be a professional. I'm going to go to the top amateur levels and compete there until I could play consistently, and then I'm going to open. I didn't have any set idea of trying to accomplish a win, a certain amount of wins, or anything like that. It was just trying to feel good about my game. How many people bag
Yeah.
up? Who bags up? Is that a thing? How many people that shouldn't play in a top event get in? The 890 rated player playing in an MPO event.
Now, is it the
I-
problem because they're taking somebody else's spot who may be better than them?
The old way used to be a little more, you know, everybody sign up, whoever gets in. It was a rat race.
Right.
So you had top-tiered players with high ratings that they worked very hard for, and they couldn't even get into events. They were like 20th on the wait list, 30th on the wait list. So
I think they have the tiered registrations now, so it
For
kind of
sure.
helps eliminate
Yeah.
that.
Like,
a
if
little.
you
That's a
miss
good
that
structure.
window, though, like, and you're a top pro, what are you going to do?
It should be on, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit on
It's
you.
gotta be on you at
If
some
you're going to
point.
play a tournament and you should know when the sign-up is. Because I think you get at least a week, couple days. It's not like a 1 hour window for a higher tier to sign up. It's
For
usually a decent amount of time. So I think with that point, it's a little bit on you if you don't sign up for that.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's sandbagging up? I mean, did I do that this year? Probably. I played in the Silver Series at Stafford. Did I come in last? Yes. Did I learn an incredible amount while doing this? Yes. And I am so grateful that I had that experience because I saw my game. I like really haven't talked about this a lot, but I saw my game devolve and my mental game crumble in a 3-day tournament.
Well,
But I would never have experienced that and known that that was something that, wow, okay, I need to work on this and I need to recognize this within myself that when I miss my par putt on hole 1,
wow.
I can't carry that. I have to move on. Or if I, whatever it is, I saw that happen to me. And it was that I had a moment my second round. It was like the worst round I think I had in the tournament. And I like left my body for a second. And I looked at myself and I said, what are you doing? Because I've played that course a million times. And that's why I said, okay, I'm going to take this risk and play the Stafford Open because I love Stafford. I know this course. I can imagine every shot. I can play my whole round in my mind, right? And that's like how you want to feel when you go into something like that. And I saw it crumble. So, I mean, sandbagging up, no. I don't know. Should I have been in the event? I don't know. But I would be not who I am today and having certain goals without having that experience and knowing what it takes to play events like that and be successful and stay in your grinding headspace. Like, I don't know. I think everyone needs that experience if they want to move up.
Yeah, I think that's a great experience you can have. And I think if it is being compared to a sandbagger or bagging up, you'd definitely rather bag up because you're not affecting, no one in the tournament is going to care. If you're taking a spot of some top level pro, like we said, they probably should have done something else to get in there. If you're taking the spot of whoever else was going to come in last, that's not a huge deal. So then you, who had the drive to sign up on time, whatever, you get that experience, and that's your reward for
Yeah,
it.
I think it's better sorted out that way.
Yeah.
Like, did I want to
'Cause that
come in
used to
last?
be-
No.
Well, right.
But
Yeah.
it was humbling because, look, I mean, when I started playing, I was one in a couple people in a division, and I've won a ton of events. Why? I don't know, because I'm playing, and, like, I'm just playing with people around here, and there are 3 people in the event. Okay, I happen to shoot the lowest. Like, great. That's a big experience to have.
I believe it. It's a big thing to do and have the opportunity, especially if you have the drive. It gives you more of ambition. You got to have these experiences, good and bad, to evolve and grow. And if that's what you want, that's what you got to go through.
Right, and to see, like, what part of your game you lose first if you're stressed. Yeah. Is it your putt? Is it your accuracy? Is it a standstill? Is it your run up? Is it your timing? Is it like what is it within your body? Like where do you hold stress?
Most of the time it's my putt. When my putt's good, my game's good. When my putt's bad, that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like
it's great.
it's important to figure out. And
Last quick thing on sandbagging. As a tournament director, is there anything that you can do to help alleviate the sandbagging problem?
Ooh, so if
I know it's
if
so
I could
quick,
give-
that's kind of a big thing, but
yeah.
you know,
if I
give it to
if
us
I
what you
could
got.
give, I don't know how to get the message out in a whole, but if I could give anybody out who's looked at, like, any message out to somebody looking to figure out where they place in terms of division, I would say go out and play the course 2 or 3 times before an event, see what your average score is, and get your takeaway from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you played to your potential? Do you feel like you left some out there and you could do better? Then look at past year score and the year before that. Do 5 seconds of homework on your phone. see what those scores were. Put yourself in the division that puts you in like hopefully like a top 3 contesting with what you feel would be your score that you can contend with based off what you did there for your practice. And if you put in that little bit of work, it shouldn't be a question. That's for somebody who doesn't know. Now, a sandbagger is somebody who just simply doesn't want to move up. Right. They want the easy W.
Yeah.
That's the end all be all for that for me. If it's sandbagging, it's intended to be considered something done intentionally to not have that challenge and to get an easier ride at winning. Playing down.
Yeah, well put. I mean, I've been accused of it. I won my second tournament I ever played in.
Okay.
I think you were the TD of it.
the
only time
I
I
remember.
Whoa, could he have done something?
Yeah. But then, like I said, like that
Gave them
example I
extra
gave
strokes
before.
to all his
Yeah.
card mates. Wrong score.
That next tournament, I came in like 30th out of 32. So then people who were saying, "Oh, he won this last tournament," I wonder if that like even affected me. People accusing me in my third tournament. I didn't even really know what sandbagging was.
Right.
But you know,
it's a weird word to hear if you don't know what it is. You're like,
sandbagging. It's like I feel like sometimes it has more of a negative connotation than it needs to, but then in other times someone's obviously doing it for personal gain.
Yeah.
So.
I want to end with this with sandbagging.
Okay.
It's a short story, and I feel terrible for this, and I really have to get it out. And this is from a TD perspective.
Okay. This is
I ran an
therapy
event.
with Lou.
I ran an event, and I was very friendly with someone who competed, and joke around, fun, laugh all day. Now they win. I thought they were a very good player, and I think they were playing maybe intermediate. And I had thought they had been playing for a little bit. These are all my fault. This sounds like me problems, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I went into it, and they won. And when they came up, it was like, congratulations, and held up the trophy, and they came up, and everyone's clapping. I said, I'm like, come on, man, you got to move up. You can't keep bagging like this. And his face just went, won before, man. Very serious. And I was like, oh, I hope he's joking back.
oh no.
And I'm like, if I don't say anything, I'll know. And he didn't say anything.
Oh.
But we've been really great friends since.
Oh.
And I think I had to apologize to him afterwards. But bagging is a thing. It's a joking point too.
Yeah.
It's a way of like, you know, heckling, and like it's a way of passage of like friendship through disc golf. You're sandbagging. Like, you cheer each other on by booing each other sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's
it's
all sports
right?
a little bit.
Is that what we do? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Come on, you got this,
anything
putt.
in good fun, in good spirits, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's a serious thing. You know, it's real. That's why I want to talk about it.
It was a good topic. I wouldn't have thought I would have had that much to say on the matter. A lot.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of topics, let's move on to our next one.
Okay.
The question is there an off season? Obviously, if we're talking about the Pro Tour, there's a span where there's no regularly scheduled tournaments. We're coming up on the time where they're starting to get up and play again.
Yay.
Casually, courses are never really closed. You can go in a foot of snow and go play. And even competitively, local tournaments, they pretty much happen all year round.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys' thoughts on, is there an off season? They're casually, lower level competitively, or, you know, the pros?
Definitely where we live, regionally, there's an off season. I mean, if you live in the South, good for you, because you've got some nice golf weather now that's like maybe, you know, a long sleeve shirt. You can go out there and feel comfortable. Personally, I don't want to play in the snow. I don't want to play in the ice. I don't think it's worth it. Injury. What are you gaining? Like, I guess you can work on a lot of standstill shots, but like, what do you gain in your game? And I think playing competitively in the winter is difficult too. Like, what sort of ratings are out there? Like, for you, like, are you really going to perform to your potential?
No.
And
no.
I think you always have to consider that when registering for an event, of course. But I mean, especially in the winter, like, is your body comfortable at this temperature? Do you have the full range of motion in the amount of layers you're wearing? Like, sure, I will play glow every week at my club because I love it. And I love the community, and that's casual and fun. There's not a full course. There are shorter shots, and it's just for fun. But would I play a tournament or play larger courses right now? No. Will I focus on putting practice? Will I focus on other things? Sure. Because that's training, and like you need to do that.
So I think maybe it comes down to like your goals. You know, are you trying to play in competitive events and win during the off season? Maybe, probably not, because maybe there's less tournaments and, like you said, risk of injury, things like that. But maybe if your goal is just to play and get out there and have fun, like you said, a shorter course, things like that. We're just throwing a disc around.
Yeah.
Maybe where more people do in the off season.
Especially like if there's ice on the ground, no, you won't see me. But if it's like a really nice mild day, we've had a lot of them, honestly. Like this off season has been very mild. So yeah, get that sunlight. I mean, take advantage of nice days when you can.
My first event this year was a club thing, and I did not play well, and it was terrible out there. I had triple layers of what I have on now.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. It was windy and it was cold. I think I shot par, and there was just no will to figure out how to do better for the day. It was just terribly cold.
I was ready for you to say there's no will to live. And I thought, that's too much.
That would be too much.
Looking for the round to be over with the
Right.
You're so right. You're out there. What are you doing?
will for that lunchtime,
What is there to learn? Like, it doesn't feel like, okay, I'm going to go out there today. It's 5 degrees. The real feel is, minus 10, and the wind's 20 miles coming in from the north. I'm going to practice my headwind putts today in my new robe and whatever you own. Because, like, it's just not going to apply when you go out there in a T-shirt and sunglasses and shorts.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just not. It's not. It's completely different. It's not fun.
Something
I think I shot like 50 points under my rating or something like that.
Yeah. I was going to say something that's important too is balance. And I think the rest of, I mentioned mental game before, but I think it really has to do with the off season too. I think everyone needs an unplug moment. And I don't mean don't watch coverage online or don't still love disc golf. Obviously, yes, keep the passion, keep the love. But take a step back. Let yourself relax. You had a long season. You got out there. You played a lot of events. Maybe. I don't know. I think I played like 22 events last season and 2 leagues. Like, I was playing a lot of competitive stuff, a lot of competitive golf. And it's been great to just take a pause and relax recharge, know your skills, and know that they're going to come back. Because when that weather comes back, ooh, baby, you know I'm going to be out there throwing every day. Like, okay, that doesn't leave you, but taking that moment is needed.
And
perspective.
Touring professional circuit, if you want to call it, just the flow of the way the tour moves around the country. You have majors strung in there and national events and all these things. It's so many moving parts that it all kind of needs a break for it to be sustained. It can't be forever and ever and ever. Even if they just stuck down south and just continued the PDGA tour, it would be too much. Everybody would want to take a break at some point anyway. The holidays roll in. We all kind of are just used to getting together that time of year and settling down. And
you don't want people running on fumes.
No.
Like your tournament directors, your support staff, your players. That's not good.
One of the biggest things that stick out to me this year, I took a break to not play as much like in this off season and just really relax. I wanted to focus on dieting and exercise, which has been huge, and it's been going on for almost 2.5 months now. And I have 2 more weeks of what I'm doing for exercise, and then I'm going to transition into working hard at putting again, and throwing practice, and doing drills, and doing practice on courses and stuff. I can't wait for it to warm up eventually, but to be practicing all winter and to try to stay hungry all winter is impossible. And I echo that from something that Kevin Jones recently said.
Yes.
Right? And,
yes,
I'm like, you're absolutely right. I want to work on my fitness, and I want to prepare for my body for the next year. And then I'm going to work on my, warm-ups and get my skills honed in. I have new putters to work with, so that's great. And then go into the season. So having that time off to not try to stay hungry, you don't run on fumes when it's time to actually get going. Right. You want to be ready to go. Like the first day of school, you put on all your new clothes. I'll put on my new sponsorship shirt. And
right.
I want to hit the course and my new disc golf shoes for the year. And
yeah, absolutely.
It's we love it. We love the start of disc golf. It's great. It's a long season, thankfully, too.
Yeah.
So.
You know, we talked about this a lot too, fitness, and currently I'm doing the Disc Golf Strong Performance Academy.
Good.
And so that's been really, really awesome to work through. I'm really enjoying it, truly. I love it. There's different weeks have different topics, and so Seth makes different modules that you watch, and there's a live that you can tune into with, you know, different pros, the interviews. So there's that component, and of course the exercise component.
They just did one with Ricky, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first week of the program. Maybe the second week.
Okay. I just seen a post about it.
But yeah. And so all these different, you know, you guys have probably seen his warm-up videos on how to properly warm up for a round. And it's great to just get more in depth about, you know, shoulder, back mobility, hip mobility, strength, core strength, what all that does. Rucking, I'd never heard of. It's like long walks with a weighted backpack.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what we do. Interesting, you know. But doing that is so important. And I know that we had caught around together and we were talking about that we were working out and that the timing was off. And I think that's a really interesting thing too. If you're going to make physical gains, right? But really, if you're going to change, I don't know, your muscular distribution in your body, I guess, like in an off season, let that happen and then figure out your timing. I think if you're trying to play and figure out that timing while you're still in flux, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, figure out both at the same time.
I smile on the surface every time I bogey.
You're like, oh, I'm too strong for my own good.
I don't know what these arms do. They're too big. I don't know what to do.
But it's a great time to prioritize things for your game and not necessarily the execution of your game.
Right. There's a lot of planning that goes into these tours.
Yeah.
And traveling the country. The players that are into it, they do it front to back. Mm-hmm. It's a long book.
Yeah, sure is. 9-10 months out of the year.
You're gonna need a month of planning at least.
Yeah.
Let alone taking a break. So.
Right.
Not much of an off season there.
Yeah.
No. That's so funny. Is there an off season? We said yes, and then we said all these things that we're doing. That's in
we're
the
so
off
wishy-washy.
season.
Yeah.
This is the wishy-washy segment.
But it's important. I mean, I think that's a lot of stuff that you don't see on the surface. I mean, look, as a performer, we say, okay, what you see on stage is like, what, 10% of the whole process? I mean, you have preparation, you have practice, you have techniquing, you have that rehearsal time. It's the same in sports. It's the exact same. Like what you see on coverage, when you see those 60-footers go in and you think, oh my God. Okay, you know how many hours went into that?
Yeah.
Like practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So you have to get that foundation and build from there to make that amazing permanent game that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I agree with everything you said for the off season, but in terms of bad weather, we were just outside doing a putting challenge in a blizzard, so that contradicts everything you said.
Oh boy.
If you didn't see it, go check that one out.
Well, good for you. You won't catch me outside putting in the blizzard.
Listen,
I don't mind playing in the snow. Obviously, I'm not as competitive as you guys.
Making
I just
snow
play
angels, yeah.
fun, you know, whatever rounds. But yeah,
he loves seeing the disc flying to the basket. I do too.
Just explode the snow.
I think I played.
shades.
I think I just played with like less expectation to just like have like a hot round today. You know, it's just like it's a lighter round. And to be honest with you, my rounds that I'm playing during tournament, I really find that the best rounds that I've played have been ones that I'm able to emulate from my casual rounds. I like to be lighthearted and not be so focused on the dramatics of doing well or not, and the performance just does for itself. It usually does better.
Yeah, when you're more relaxed,
Yeah.
just not thinking so much about your own game.
Right.
It makes sense.
So for me right now, while exercise and off season, whether you like it or not, it makes for more lighthearted, just having fun golf.
Yeah. Well, we are coming to the end of our off season, whether we agree if it is a thing or not. Wink, wink. What are you guys most excited for the new season starting, both on the Pro Tour professionally or within your games? What tournaments you got coming up, anything like that?
I'm excited for all my involvements.
Yeah.
I can't maybe pick one. It might be parts of the country I might see this year. seeing old friends different times of the year. I can't wait for the Northeast swing. See all those coverage guys come in, and I love that part of the season where filming is a thing, and can't wait to see coverage the next day or later that afternoon, or you could log in live during the weekend. It's really an exciting time for most disc golfers. So that's, to be a part of any of it is fun. To want to do some things on my own. I have ideas to do a little more social media and little videos. So we'll see what happens with that.
Cool. Excited to see what those.
So yeah, seeing friends and just doing stuff with disc golf next year that I haven't done before is some things that I'm kind of excited. Very vague, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
More to come.
Yeah. How about you,
Definitely.
Joanna?
There's a lot of things I'm excited about. I'm excited to really discover my bag. So being with Infinite, I really am learning those discs, and I'm excited to see how my game evolves this season as I get more comfortable and I keep trusting in the discs. I think that's so important, obviously, to trust your discs.
Especially for you, you have super consistency. All you have to do is shush your disc. You throw like the same line every time. I wish I had your consistency. It's awesome.
Well, thanks, Coach. Yeah. No, but I am really excited about that, genuinely. Excited to get back out there. Maybe, I don't know, try to play some bigger tournaments. Maybe consider going to Am Worlds. I know I have a ton of points from the amount I played last season. And also get my feet wet in some tournament directing. And maybe co-TDing.
Ooh,
Wink,
exciting.
wink. Yeah, I think just keep putting it out there, keep growing, and see how I can make the biggest difference in the community. So.
Excellent. Well, I'm super excited with all the things that HyzerMedia has going on, working with you guys, doing this new podcast. We have a full tournament schedule coming out in a couple weeks. We have like 3 or 4 times as many tournaments that we're covering this year as last year. So,
I didn't know that. That's so exciting.
All over the East Coast will be, so that's very exciting. That's right.
Let's go.
Can we announce who's going to be doing commentary with HyzerMedia next year?
Is it new?
I don't know. Did we ever announce that you were going to do anything with that?
We talked about it.
I know we did. Well,
Nothing's official, but you can certainly jump on. You heard it here first.
I heard it here first too.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me amend my statement. I'm super excited to be doing commentary with HyzerMedia. Oh my gosh. I know we flirted with the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you'd have me do it, I would love to.
Certainly give it a shot.
I literally watch some sort of coverage every day.
That's
I know that
amazing.
sounds like
Did you see Simon's putting video towards the water?
Oh yeah, the clip.
Ridiculous.
I can't wait to
I
haven't gotten to see the whole thing.
I would have airballed both of them.
But there's been some great coverage coming out this off season. So there is an off season.
See?
Got it.
No, but I mean, even with I don't know if you guys have seen the Gatekeeper English commentary of a European Pro Tour or European Tour. Sorry. It's been awesome, and I think seeing those players and their games, it is different. It is different style than people here, and it's so exciting. And I feel like I'm learning so much every time I watch.
There's so many shots, I don't know if I would have pointed out, but you're right. Now that I'm kind of flashing back, you see somebody doing this or throwing this way or that way. It's everybody just throws them all. They got them all. Everybody's got every shot.
They truly have every shot, and I think their approaches to the pin. I know this wasn't on your topic of conversation, but it's truly been fascinating to me, and the amount that they really do take into account matching the angle of the disc coming into the angle of the hill and the green is. I think it's different from here. I think we see a lot of, I don't want to say stock Hyzer approaches, but it's sometimes, depending on the course, obviously, it's a more, simple's the wrong word. Maybe their game to me seems more calculated or more, I don't know.
I think their game,
maybe that's unfair to say too.
I don't know.
I think their game is stemming from their designs out there, and they have a lot of elevation.
Interesting courses too.
Right, that's the thing. Look at them.
Right,
Think about that.
You're a product of the course.
They're up,
Wow,
down, they're left, they're right,
gorgeous.
and then emulate
like,
that with. And that's
I can't imagine breaking it down. Like when I see them play, I say, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!" But if I stood on this tee for the first time, like, what would I do?
Yeah.
The look is different.
Well, we're all, like I said, a product of our environment. You grow up, your early, stages of your game playing a wooded course, you're going to adopt that.
Yeah.
And you're just going to take to what feels good. They play on ridiculous courses. There are going to be ridiculous players coming from there.
I can't wait to see them come over and play some Pro Tour events, and some American players go and play some European events.
I would love.
Let's go.
I would love to see the European circuit just keep growing. I would just love to see everything growing. I don't think one thing has to. It's like the NFL going to London. Like, what the heck is that? Like, if you want football, just make football for yourselves there.
Yeah.
And let it be its own thing. I mean,
We're
when
right.
discs
We're
attack.
Wow. Can I reach it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, since we're talking about it, this is this month's Patreon disc giveaway.
How did
These
that
are
happen?
flying off the shelves. Get yours now. Sign up for our Patreon.
Oh
You'll
my
be able
gosh.
to be in the chance for receiving this as our monthly giveaway.
What?
How was that? How was that
What
for
a
a
time.
reference?
That's great.
Careful, I'm on touchscreen.
That's so fun. Well, anyway.
Anyway, what were you
Yes,
saying?
I don't know. Just let's keep it growing, and
Yeah.
that also goes in with what I'm excited for the season. Like
Yeah.
seeing more coverage, seeing amazing live shots happen. Like last season, I remember exactly where I was sitting when I watched the shot.
The shot.
Like I will never forget watching that round because I was like sweating and I was so excited. Like I was there, and so I can't wait for those feelings again to come over and see more coverage with more players. And we talked about big sponsorships last time. See how these players are adjusting to their new bags and like what are they throwing?
Yeah, a lot of mix-ups with who's throwing what, all these things.
Yeah.
Speaking of the shot,
Yeah.
I got before Joanna came to HyzerMedia. We were filming at the match play for the Disc Golf Pro
Steel
Tour
Club in
the Steel Club in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I was there spectating.
That's
So
right.
you didn't know that you were part of the team then.
That's right.
But
all meant to be.
beautiful,
Our spirits
beautiful,
met.
beautiful course in Pennsylvania. The Disc Golf Pro Tour had
Yeah.
their nice stop there. They were doing a match play, and we had filmed. We had helped Gatekeeper Media out, and thank
Super
you for
exciting.
the opportunity
Yep,
to work
that
with
was
them.
great.
Thank you, Derek, for that. Derek Skull over at Philly. He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of stuff, so good for him, and look forward to his product coming out. We went out there and we got to have dinner with James after filming around, and we got to tell him where we were when we seen him throw the shot, and it was really cool. James is a very nice guy. He's
Yeah,
always been
super nice.
a approachable, likable guy. And if you ever get a chance to meet James, always tell him hello, and you're a big fan because
Tell him Lou says hi.
tell him Lou says hi. I'm a big James Conrad fan, but no, it's such a great guy to say hello to, and he's definitely for the fans and for the people. So
Yeah.
2021's People Champion,
People's champion.
James Conrad.
You heard
Oh,
it here
yeah.
first.
Yep. I think in the style that he won the World Championship, he should be the People's Champion.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
What was that like for you, going to dinner with James Conrad?
So, I mean,
and
you've-
filming all those.
Right, you've been in the sport for however long. I'm still fairly new. Speaking of the Europeans, I'd never even seen any of them play because since the pandemic started, that's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
when
new-
I got it.
You're
Yeah.
new.
So I'm excited to that. So then going from just filming local tournaments around here, then literally we get a call from Gatekeeper because we met them previously and they knew we were in the area, and saying, hey, can you come tomorrow and film all these guys that you watch on TV every week? And it's like, the only equivalent is like if the NFL called and said, hey, can you come film a Giants game or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, they were so bad this season.
Well, yeah.
It wouldn't even matter. Just
Yeah.
to step into any professional.
That's right, whatever the team is.
In today's disc golf professional sports, this happens.
Right.
Like,
I
that
was just
doesn't
making a
it
joke.
doesn't happen in any other sports.
Right,
It's-
exactly. And it was so crazy how it was my first experience of how approachable not just the players are, but the sport at the pro level is. Like, I just started doing this, filmed some videos, met some people, and the next thing I know, I'm having dinner with the world champion.
Yeah.
Like it happened so quickly in like so few steps, and it was amazing. Yeah, never could have imagined that was going to happen.
We should do a James Conrad giveaway.
Yeah.
What disc was that? That was the NV.
NV.
We should do an NV giveaway soon.
That'd be cool. I'm sure people would
Will
love
it fall off the wall too?
We'll put a basket down there and maybe it'll go in.
Put this right down here.
Hey! I love it. That was so
Thank
fun.
you, department stores, for caring.
Yes.
What else we got?
I was going to say, with that, I think we're going to wrap up
That's
this
it.
show. It was awesome. Thank you guys again.
Yeah,
Blast.
thanks for having us.
Thank you all for watching. Again, we have a Patreon, and we have disc giveaways every month. This is this month's disc giveaway. Will be given away at the end of the month. You can sign up on patreon.com/HyzerMedia. This is a rocket roach.
Ooh.
So you can
Very
see the
firm.
tape did not work. Sorry.
That's good.
We'll get better tape.
That's firm.
Flying off the ship.
Do you like a
Yeah,
firm putter?
literally.
Firm or grippy? Usually firm doesn't mean
Topic
grippy.
for another episode.
This is a preview.
Other than that, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you are listening to us on any of the podcast platforms. Give us a review and subscribe to us on YouTube. Other than that, we'll see you in the next hole.